Hope my screen is visible. Yes, no? Good evening, Shashwant. Okay, so let's get started. So let us do a small recap. So this recap is necessary so that we can proceed with the further topics. Okay. So yesterday we were discussing about how to build a Java class. Okay. So we already know how to build a Java class, and this was the typical syntax. Okay. So this class, we have a class keyword, and a class name is mandatory. And the things that I have specified in the square braces, they are optional. They are not mandatory. Okay, what are the mandatory things? Class keyword and the class name, followed by the braces, opening and the closing braces. Okay, so these are the mandatory things, and so we know that class allows only two access modifiers. One is public and the second one is default. If you don't use any access modifier, it will be treated as what? Default. It will be treated as default. Okay, so first step to do the compilation. Okay, the file needs to be saved in the hard disk, and the file name should be same as the class name. Okay, then we need to perform the compilation using Java C tool as follows. Java C follows, and also you can have any number of classes in a package, but when you are dealing with modifiers, at most one public class should be there. At most one public class is allowed. Fourth point. This point says what? When you have declared a class with public access modifier, and again, okay, so this point has to be noted. When a class is declared as a public access modifier, the name of the file should be same as the public class name. So we have discussed things in actions yesterday. If all the access modifiers of the classes is default, okay, then it is possible to save the file name with any name. But it is highly recommended to use one of the class names. Okay, the static blocks are recognized and executed at the time of loading the byte class files to the JVM. The execution always starts from the main method, right? So now you tell me which will be executed first. For example, when I have a class, okay, when I have a static block, okay, so when I execute this class, okay, so which will be executed first, static or main method? Got my question? Static blocks are executed first. Yes, correct. Good. Okay, so today's topic is going to be what? Java methods in Java. Okay, what is a method in Java? Okay, so during during all these days, we have got to know only one method, which is the main method. Okay, main method is the predefined method that is given by the Java library. Okay, this is called as what? Predefined. It is already there. To perform the execution, main method is mandatory. And again, when you observe this main method, the execution starts from main method and the execution ends from the main method itself. Okay, it's up to us to transfer the control to different regions in a Java application. It's up to you. You are responsible to transfer the control to the different regions. Okay, how that is possible actually? Okay, can we create our own methods? This is Java method. Can we create our own method? Can we make our can I write my own method and make sure that the control is coming to my method and all the instructions in my method is getting executed, right? So this is the predefined method. So if I write something like system.out.println, okay, so whatever the instructions that I am specifying in this predefined method, in this main method, will get executed, yes or no? Okay, so all the instructions, I can have any number of instructions, every instruction will get executed, but this is the predefined method. But I want to create my own methods. I want to create my own methods. How we are going to do that? Okay, today's session is going to be on top of that. Okay, so what is a method in Java? Okay, so the simple definition can be, a method is a block of code. I can say a method is a block of code, or else I can also say a collection. A method is a collection of instructions or statements. Okay, so a method is a block of code, or I can say method is a collection of statements or set of codes. Okay, the block of code gets grouped together to perform a certain task. Okay, this is the simple theory. Okay, there why we are going to use the method. If you are getting this kind of question, the answer is reusability. The methods are used to achieve the code reusability. Okay, so this is just a theory. I'm going to justify all the lines that which I have just mentioned. I'm going to give justification for all these things. Okay, please bear with me. The problem is, so you can create any number of your own user defined method, but the methods can be called, or the methods can be executed, or the methods can be invoked, called or executed only when you call that method, or only when you transfer the control, to that user defined. Okay, so this is the simple answer for a method. Okay, a method is a block of code, a method is a collection of statements, or else I can say the block of code gets grouped together to perform a certain task. Right, the methods are at a series. So whenever the method is coming into your mind, you should remember this word. What is the word? Reusability is the word that you have to remember. Method means reusability, code reusability. How we are going to achieve that, we will discuss that. The last thing is, even though you create any number of method, it cannot be executed when you're not transferring the control. It can only be executed when the control is transferred to the method. Right, so the point is, the most important method in Java is, you can come across any predefined method or any user defined method, but the most important method in Java is what? The main method. Okay, we are going to have at least 3 classes on top of this main method. Okay, first we will understand how to design our own methods. Okay, after getting some idea about the methods, then we will discuss a lot about the main method: public, static, void, main. Why it is public, why it is static, why it is void, why it is main. Each and every word has a lot of explanation that we are going to explore together. Okay, are we good so far? Before we proceed further, everyone answer me. Yes, no? Shall we get into methods? Shall we do a deep dive? Come on, please keep the session interactive. I want response from your side. Okay. Good. Okay. So syntax to create a Java method. Next question. Syntax to create a Java method. Okay. So this syntax can be easily recognizable or understandable. Okay. The syntax says, so this is how the syntax is. You have an access modifier, okay, followed by the return type, okay, followed by the method name, followed by don't get worry about this syntax. This is very easy. Okay, parameter list. Okay, then followed by throws exception. Let me minimize this list. Okay, then the opening braces and the closing braces. The syntax looks very huge, right? So and inside we have instructions. You can have any number of instructions. Okay, now if you observe one thing, there are some content that I have represented or specified in square braces. Okay, this is a content, I mean this is access modifier which is placed within square braces, and this is also placed within square braces. Okay, the things, the contents that I have placed in the square braces are optional. It is not mandatory. First observation. Okay, I can say that in the above syntax, all the content that is specified in the square braces or square brackets are optional. It is not mandatory. Okay, so let us understand each and everything. Now access modifier. Okay, in classes, if you look at the class syntax, so this is the class syntax, a simple class syntax. Okay, even in the class syntax we have a kind of access modifiers, but classes, Java class, they are going to accept only two access modifiers, which are public and default. Okay, but when you come to method, okay, so when you're talking about methods, they allow all the four access modifiers. What are they? Java methods allows all the access modifiers. So public, private, protected, and if you don't mention anything, what does it mean? Tell me, answer me. If you don't specify any access modifier, how the compiler is going to take it? Default. Okay, default is not the keyword, default is the pronunciation, I can say. Okay, when you don't specify any access modifier, it will be treated as default. It doesn't mean that this default keyword will be added by the compiler. Treatment, the way it is getting treated is that will be as default. Okay, there is a lot of difference. If the default is not a keyword in place of access modifier, default is just like a treatment. If you don't define, it is treated as default, as simple as that. But when you talk about Java switch cases, over there in that concept, default keyword is there. So this keyword is applied for Java switch cases concept. Okay, but not for the access modifiers. By pronunciation, it is default. Okay, so these are the, I can say that to define a scope to the Java methods, these access modifiers are allowed. Okay, so you must be wondering, so what is this public, what is this private, what is this protected and default? Okay, we are going to discuss about this in the future topics. For now, just understand that these are the four access modifiers. Okay, and again, to specify additional nature to the Java methods, okay, we can also use some keywords like static, final, abstract, native, synchronized, and strictfp. Okay, So just get acquainted with these words. Okay, you don't need to remember. I mean, remember this. Just get used to these words. We will discuss each and every keyword in the future classes. Okay, these keywords are accepted by the Java methods. When it will be accepted, I will let you know. Okay. Firstly, we will discuss about public, static, protected, and final, and we will discuss about the internal working of the Java methods. Okay. So access modifiers are completed. Okay. Next, return type. Let us talk about return type. Okay, return type means you can use all the Java primitive data types, primitive data types in place of return type. Okay, or when you are not using any primitive data type in the return type, it should be void. It should be void. Okay. So a lot of theory will be there. In 5 minutes, we will get into the problem. Okay, so please bear with me. So we have a method name and we have a parameter list. We have throws something like that. Okay, forget about these things for now. Okay, so let me get this once again. Okay, let us substitute something in the syntax. Okay, let me take a new program. Okay, a simple Java class is there. It's the name of the class is class A. Okay, so inside here, what I am doing, let us remove all the optional things. Okay, this is optional for now. We do not want to discuss about these things. These are optional. First, let us discuss about only the mandatory things. Okay, I am removing this. I am removing the parameter this. I am also removing this. By removing the optional things, okay, the compiler will not going to throw any error. That's why I removed that. First, we will understand this thing. Okay, it says return type and it says method name. So we will take the method name as, let us say that the name of the method is addition. The name of the method is what? Addition method. Okay. So inside this method, I am writing a code. What code I am writing? I am saying integer a equal to 10, integer b equal to 20. Okay. Two values are defined for variable a and b. Okay, so since the name of the method is addition, it is obvious as we are going to it is recommended to perform the addition operation, the meaningful method. Okay, system dot out dot println. Okay, so here it should be a plus b. Okay, so return type. Okay, return type you can use, see, if you remember this, you can use all the Java primitive types the place of return type. Okay, how many primitive data types are there in Java? Can you tell me? Or can you name all the primitive data types? We have discussed a lot about Java primitive data types. You should answer this. How many primitive data types are there in Java? Come on, answer everyone. Make it fast. Jyoti S, Darshini, Chaitanya, Krishna Prasad, Jyoti and Raji B, Teja, Samyukta, Shashwat. Okay, number. Hey, these are the primitive data types. Okay, see Chaitanya, good Chaitanya. There are 8 primitive data types. Okay, so what the theory says, you can use all the primitive data types. Okay, in place of return type, you can use byte, you can use short, you can use int, you can use long, you can use what? Float, double, boolean, and character. These are the allowed keywords in the place of return type. Return type. Okay. Or else, if you do not want to use any of this, what you can use? You can use void. Right. So when I say that, okay, if you are not interested to use any of these things, okay, you can use void. For now, we will use void. Okay. So return type, it is mandatory to define any of these words, any of these data types. If you're not happy to define any of these data types, it is mandatory to define at least void, right? So let us say this as void. Okay. So we have designed our first Java method. The name of the method is what? Now you tell me what is the name of the method? Here, what is the name of the method? What is the name of the method? Answer. Addition. Okay, what is the return type? What is the return type? Void. You are getting it right. So what are the instructions? You do not want to type for the instructions. The instructions are void. Instructions are like all the instructions will be encapsulated within the braces. So these are the instructions. Okay, 3 lines of instructions here. Making sense so far? Okay, and this void is a case sensitive. It should be in small letters, lowercase letters. Java keyword. Most of all the Java keywords will be in the lowercase letters. So if you look back here, and if you look at this primitive data types, everything will be in the lowercase letter. Remember that. So void is also in the form of lowercase letters. Okay, making sense? So we have constructed our first method. So this is our first method. Okay, so I can call this method as what? I can call this method as user defined method. This is our first user defined method. User defined method. Okay, so now let us try to execute this code. Okay, if I execute this code, what will be the output? Can anyone tell me? If I once compilation is done, okay, we are going to perform the execution. So what is the output of this program? Can anyone tell me? Hello 30. Hello 30. Who is going to tell me the right answer? Let me wait. What is the output? Everyone? 30 yellow. Krishna Prasad is saying 30 yellow. Jyotian is also saying 30 yellow. Okay, let us run this. Okay, let us run this and check the output. Okay, and we will find who is correct and who is wrong. Okay. So let me change the directory D Java space cd space Java C. This is not the rocket science. Okay, I am just changing the directory. I hope you know this. Okay, so we are in the right directory. Okay, so let us show this file, save as, okay, a.java. Okay, let me remove this first, delete. Okay. So this is the directory. In the D drive there is a folder called Java 3. Okay, if you go back to the command prompt, the same directory has been chosen, D drive Java C. Okay, so in this location I need to save my Java file, right? So I'm saving this. Okay, so let us see if it is saved a.java. It has been saved with a.java extension. Okay, so now what is the command for compilation? Come on everyone, what is the command for compilation? Java C space a.java. Good Chaitanya. Java C space a.java. Okay. What is the command for execution? Come on everyone, you should play with your keyboard. Good Darshini. Java space here. Okay, only the answer is hello. Who was said the right answer? Okay, let us give him a big round of applause. Chaitanya. Okay, Chaitanya deserves a big round of applause. Okay, so I was telling you, even in the yesterday's class, I was telling you, okay, all the instructions in the main method will get executed, yes or no? Okay, if I take this program, okay, if I want to do the memory level tracing, the execution tracing, okay, let us do the tracing. Okay, every time I was telling you, only the instructions inside the main method will get executed, yes or no? The instructions that has been specified inside the main method will get executed, right? So So compilation, okay. Compilation. So a.java file will get converted to what? A.class file. Class file. Okay. After this compilation, we need what? We need the JVM. JVM will come into the picture. Okay. So this a.class file will be loaded inside the JVM. Why this will get loaded? Because we are giving a command, right? What kind of command we are using in the command flow? Java space here. We are using Java space here. It means a.class file has to get loaded inside the what? It has to get loaded inside the JVM. Okay, whatever class that you're choosing here, okay, if you choose any other class, that dot class file will be loaded. Okay, this dot class file will be loaded. At the time of loading, it will check for any static content. Okay, there is no static content inside the class here, no static content, right? So it gets loaded, the main thread gets created, main thread will try to get access to what? The main method. This is the main thread. Okay, obviously this main thread will get access to main method. Where is the main method? Here is the main method. Okay, only instructions inside the main method has the scope of getting executed. Is there any other? Only first instruction is allowed. Okay, it's our duty. It's our duty, we need to make sure that this control is getting transferred to this addition method. Then all instructions inside the addition method has to get executed. That is our duty. Okay, how we are going to define that in the main method? That is the question. So far inside the main method, only one instruction is there, allow. Right, so that's why it will get executed and the control comes out of the main method. Okay, the JVM will be what? JVM will be shut down. Making sense? Can we say that? Can we come to conclusion that all the instructions inside the main method will get executed around? Yes or no? Answer me. Yes. So now the question is, I have created a method. So this is our first method. Okay, the first method, our first method is not getting executed. I am not happy about it. We want to make sure that this method is also getting executed. How we are going to do that? That is the question. We are going to understand that now. Okay, the job of the main thread is to execute only the instructions that is specified in the main method. You can have any number of methods, no issues at all. You can have any, it is least bothered. It will not automatically, it will not go there. I mean, it will not travel there and execute the user defined methods. It's our job to ensure that the control is getting transferred to the method that wants to be executed. Right? How do we do that? Okay, so in order to do that, first of all, we need to create an object. Now the object creation is coming into picture. Okay, object creation. What is the syntax of object creation? Okay. Let me help you with that. Object creation is mandatory to transfer the control or to execute the specific methods that is required for the program. Okay, the syntax of object creation is syntax. Okay, so class name, okay, user defined variable name. You can give any name here. Okay, equal to new class name. Okay, so can you substitute this and tell me the object creation for our class here? Can anyone help me with this? Okay, this is the syntax. Okay, substitute the syntax with the respective values. Okay, what is the name of our class? This is the name of the class. Our class name is here. Okay, can anyone help me with the object creation procedure? A obj equal to new A. Do you agree with Chaitanya, everyone? Yes, no? Because the name of the class name is replaced, is substituted with the name of our class A, right? This user defined variable name can be anything. Yes, yes. Okay, Jyoti, and Java is case sensitive. The name of the class is in caps, right? Our name of the class is in caps A. It should be capital A. Okay, when you are typing something, make sure that you are checking the cases also. Do you agree with Chaitanya, everyone? Rajiv, Darshini, Dashwant, Samyukta, Teja. Yeah, yeah, right. So we have created, we will discuss about this complete object creation in the future topics. First of all, for us to execute this method, we need an object. We need a tool to execute this method. Okay, so for that, I have just created what object? A obj equal to new A. Very simple. If we look at the syntax says class name space followed by what? User defined variable. And this can be anything. It cannot be obj. It can be anything. It can be obj. It can be any other name. Okay. Equal to new keyword. This is mandatory. New keyword. New keyword. New is the keyword. Again, the class name followed by the opening and closing simple brackets with the semicolon. Okay. Our class is what? A. Okay, now you tell me. Can someone create object for this? Create object for this class B. Create object for this class B. B obj equal to new B. B obj equal to new B. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, when you are typing it, look at the check the cases. Okay, so B class B. Good, good, good. Good. So you need to ensure that okay, you are looking for the spaces B obj equal to new space B. Okay. Good. So let us create the object for this A obj equal to new A. Object has been created. Okay. So this is, see what happens here. Okay, this is our paint screen. As soon as I do the object creation, so let me remove this for our understanding. Let me remove this. Okay. So we have just created an object A obj equal to new A. Okay. What happens internally? A memory will be created. A memory block will be created, and this is going to, this memory block will have a name. What kind of name it is going to have? We are assigning a name. What name we are assigning here? If you see, obj is a name. There is a memory block, and the name of the memory block is what? The obj. The name that we are assigning here, the same name will go here in the memory. Okay, this is the object in the memory. Some memories is getting created. Okay. Now, our goal is to what? To execute this addition method. Execute what method? Addition method. Okay. Use the memory name. Okay. What we are supposed to do? Use this memory name obj. Use this followed by a dot operator. Obj dot. When you use obj dot is an operator followed by the which method we have to call? Addition method. Okay, give that name here. Okay, so now it is like what happens. Okay, the moment it is done, the control, okay, the main thread. Okay, first because of this line the object is getting created. Okay, the control will be transferred to the next line. Okay, it says, okay, we are trying to call a method by the name of addition. Okay, it will look for the addition method. Okay, it has found the addition method. All the instructions inside the addition method will get executed, and the control will come back to the same place where it was previously transferred. Okay, so now we are having a control to transfer the control to the respective method with the help of what? Object creation. Are we good so far, everyone? Yes, no? Darshini, Rajivi, Teja, Samyukta, Ashwat, Jyoti and Jyoti S, Krishna Prasad. Okay, so now you see, okay, let me remove this alone. Okay, so this is our job. I want to execute this. I want to execute this method. Okay, so what I'm supposed to do? Obj dot addition. Okay, so let me do another system dot out dot println method. Okay, don't get confused. A very simple, very easy program to be answered. Okay. Can anyone help me with the answer for this particular program? Okay, don't get confused. Very simple question. Very simple question. Can you help me with the output of this program, everyone? Okay, so the extra thing that I have added is I have added a static method. Okay, so inside the main method, object has been created and additional statement is added here. Okay, so this is the call. This is the method call. Why method call? With the help of object reference. Obj is the object reference. With the help of object method reference, I am calling a method. Okay, so how many instructions are there? Okay, sorry, this should be outside the main method. Okay, static block should be outside the main method. First, you have to think execution will always start from the main method. All the instructions inside the main method will be executed. Okay, there are 3 instructions inside the main method. The first instruction says object creation. Okay, nothing will be displayed in the console, but in the memory level there will be some changes that is happening behind the scenes, right? Object creation. Okay, so this is something that needs to display in the console main method. After this, method call is happening. The control will be transferred to the addition method and all the instructions inside the addition method has to get executed. You got my point, right? Now you tell me the answer. What is the output that we are going to get if I run this? So you have already given the answers. Good. Block main method 30, block main method 30, block main method 30. Okay, so Shashwan did not answer, Rajiv did not answer, and Krishna Prasad did not answer. Few of you did not answer. Okay, let us run this. Let me save this code. Block main method 30. Block main method 30. Good. Okay, now little modification we will do. What is a little modification? Okay, so now what is the answer? So I have duplicated this line. This line has been duplicated. What is the answer? Okay, so till here same answer. So the last I have added a new line and it is a method call. Obj dot a method call. What is the answer now? Krishna Prasad, how it can be same? Yeah, Darshini. Jyoti, yes, how it can be same? Darshini is correct. How Jyoti can be same? Main method. Okay, let me explain this. Darshini, you are correct, Darshini. Now you focus, guys. Who have given me the wrong answers, please focus here. We'll get everything. It is okay to give wrong answers, but okay, code looks good. A very beautiful code we have. Okay, What should we do? Saving. Answer me, quick. What should be the file name, everyone? What is the first step? I need to save this file, right? I need to save this code. So what is the first step, everyone? What is the first step, guys? A.java. Okay, you should not forget the fundamentals. A.java. You should keep recollecting this thing every time you're running a program. A.java is the file name. Okay, second step is what? The compilation. What is the command for compilation? Okay, compiler will come into picture. So when the compilation needs to be performed, what we are supposed to do for the compilation? What command? Compilator, compiler. Second step. What is second step? Java C space A.java. Compilation command. Java C space A dot. Okay. So what file compiler is going to generate? If the compilation is successful, what file compiler is going to generate? Come on, make it fast. What file compiler is going to generate after compilation? If the compilation is successful, no. If the compilation is successful, what kind of file the compiler is going to generate? A.class file. Good, Chaitanya. Dot class files will be generated. That is how we know that the compilation is successful, right? A.class file. Okay, then JVM will come into picture. Okay, to load this A.class file, what command we are supposed to use? Okay. Now Java space h command we are supposed to use, right? That is how this .class file will be loaded. These are the internal things that you need to aware of. Okay, don't forget these things. Okay, this command is going to help us. Java space is the command that is going to help this .class file to get loaded inside the JVM. Okay, when this is JVM, okay, Java space a command will help this .class file to get loaded inside the JVM. Right? After this, what happens? Look at this code. What happens? Static content will be executed. Yes or no? Everyone? Yeah. So let me stop spoon feeding. Okay, let me explain it myself. After this A.class, once the A.class file is getting loaded, static content will be executed. So the block will be displayed in the console. There is only one statement inside the static block. The block is going to display in the console. Okay, now you focus here. Block. This is the console. Okay. After this, the main thread gets created. Main thread will get access to what? The main method. Okay. So this is the main method. Okay. What is the first instruction inside the main method? Object creation. Okay. Inside the JVM, an object will be created. Okay. This is the main method. Okay, so for this the reference variable is going to be what? Obj itself, because that is the name that we are using. Obj, we prefer to use obj for the reference variable, so obj. Okay, so next call. Okay, so because of this because of this line, this many things has happened in the memory. Okay, the next call is what? System.out.println main method needs to be displayed in the console. Okay, main method. Okay, so it will control will be transferred to the next line from here. Next line. Okay, from here we are calling what? Addition method. Obj addition means it will check for the addition method. Addition method is there. It has found the addition method. Okay, now the control will start executing all the instructions inside the addition method. What is the first instruction? Integer a equal to 10. Right. So two blocks will be created. So this is 10. The value 10 will be assigned for A and the value 20 will be assigned for what? B. A, B. A, comma, B. Okay. Because of these two lines, so these things has happened in the memory. The third line says add A plus B. Add A plus B and display in the console. Okay. The third line says add A plus B and display in the console. A plus B is what? 30. It is displayed. Okay, from here again the control will be transferred back to its original place. Okay, from here it was called. And again there is another method called, which is again the addition method is calling itself for the second time. Addition method is calling itself for the second time. Control will be transferred again. Execute all the instructions. Again 30 will be the output, yes or no? Okay. Now don't you understand, don't you think that we are using the same code every over and over again? Second time we are calling the addition method. It is nothing but reusability, yes or no? If I go back to the definition I have specified something like methods are always meant for code reusability. Where was it? Look at this. Reusability. Methods are used to achieve the code reusability. Don't you think that we are reusing the code again? So are we writing this code once again? No. Code has been written only once, but we are able to call this code over and over again with this line. Don't you think that this line is getting justified? Don't you think that a method is a block of code? Yes, it is a block of code. A method is a collection of statements. Yes, it is a collection of statements. The block of code gets grouped together to form a certain task. What task we are performing? Addition task. Fourth line. The methods are used to achieve what? Reusability. Yes, it is satisfied. Fifth line. The methods can be executed, invoked, called only when the control is transferred to the user-defined method. Yes, we have transferred the control by object creation. Don't you think all these lines are getting justified? No? Yes, no? Everyone? Are we good so far? Everyone? Jyoti, yes, Chaitanya, Krishna Prasad, Jyoti, and Shashwant, Samikta, Teja, Rajivi, Darshini. Yeah. Okay. So now you see. So with one method, you can do this many number of times. Yes or no? So we are restricting the number of lines that has to be used in a particular application. Lot of restriction. Write the logic only once inside a method and call it any number of times. Reusability. Use this method over and over again. Over and over again. If there is no concept of reusability, I need to write this method over and over again. Yes or no? Right? Since this is an addition method, no issues. Okay. In future, I can also create a method called what? Subtraction method. Okay. So let me do this. Addition. Void. Okay. So this time I am changing this name as what? Subtraction. Or let me do it as, let me keep it as sub. Okay. Here I am using 100 a minus b. Okay. Let me remove this to avoid confusion. I am removing this static block also. Okay. I am removing this also. Okay. obj.addition and another method called obj.subtraction. Sub. Okay. Give me the output of this. You have to think only one thing. Execution starts from main method. Think from the main method. Forget about all this. Think from the main method. Okay. Your eyes should have visibility only with the main method. Focus the main method. Okay. Object creation. First line is object creation. Okay. Second line is a call. Method call. Addition method call. Now you think about addition method. Okay. After this, sub method call. Now you think about sub method. What is the answer? Jyoti is 12080. What about others? 3080. Why Jyoti is 12080? Should be 3080, no? 3080 Jyoti, yes. First addition method is called. Okay. The addition method is doing what? It is performing an additional task of two numbers. 10 plus 20, 30. Right? Second thing is what? Subtraction method is called. 100 minus 20 is what? 80, right? Let me run this. 3080. Right? If you get what we call it as, the time is almost over. So when you get kicked out of this lobby, rejoin again. Everyone rejoin. Okay. Very, very important class. Understood, Jyoti? Yes. Okay. Good. Good. So here it is like, so now you understand one thing. So I was saying this place is reserved for the what return type. Okay. So when we do not want to return anything, when we do not want to use any primitive data types here, let us look at the syntax. Okay. This is the syntax. These are the optional one. Okay. This is the mandatory one. Return type. So return type, I was telling you what you can use any one of these. If not, keep it as void. Okay, keep it as void. So not interested to use any one of the, keep it as void. It should be void. Okay, it is also means that, okay, this is same as, let me remove this. Let me remove this also. Let me remove this also. A very simple code. Okay, so this is same as what? Return nothing. I am placing a return keyword here in the last line. Okay, so the only difference is previously this keyword was not there. Okay, when you say void, void is also called as if returns nothing, right? It is also like at the end of the method, before the closing brace, if you place return here, it returns nothing, right? So both are going to be the same thing. If I run this also, without this, if I run, the output is 30. With this, if I run, the output is also 30. This is also an optional. If you want, you can place this. If you do not want, you can remove this. Right, but there will be no effect with the output. Okay, if I run this, java c space a dot java, java space a 30. Without return 30. With return also it is going to be 30. Return nothing we are returning. So that's why it is empty. After return there is nothing. That's why empty. Okay. Java c space a dot java, same 30. There will be no changes. Okay. This is also an optional. If you keep, no issues. If you don't keep, no issues. Okay. So we have understood something from here. Okay. Now let us do a small change here. Let us do what? Let us do a small change. Okay. So let us focus only on one data type. Okay. Let us use one primitive type. Instead of void, I am using int. Instead of void, I am going to use what? I am going to use integer, int. So you must understand one thing. Please be informed that if any one of the primitive data types are used in the place of return type, if any one of the primitive data types are used in place of return type, it is mandatory to use the return keyword along with the specific return type value. Okay, it is mandatory. If you are using any one of the primitive data types as a return type, it is mandatory to use the return keyword at the end of the method along with the specific return type value. What does it mean? Let me explain you. Okay, now focus here, guys. Okay, so let me remove these two. Okay, so I am keeping the name as what? This is return type integer. So the method name is going to be test method. Name of the method is test method. Okay, so let me remove this as well. Okay, so now you have to tell me whether so I have removed this method also. The method also I have removed. Now you have to tell me whether this class A is syntactically correct or not. Answer me yes or no. I want you to tell me whether this class A is syntactically correct or not. Correct. Correct, Chaitanya. Good. Syntactically correct. Okay. Now I want you to tell me if I ask you the same question for the method, whether this method is syntactically correct or not. If I ask you the same question, what answer you are going to give? Is it correct or not? Yes or no? What is your opinion on this? Whether this method is syntactically correct or not. If the same question is asked for the method, what would be your opinion? Is it correct or not? It is wrong. Why wrong? Okay, we will check that. Okay. Now you see, let me compile this. Okay, we get to know whether it is correct or not with the help of compilation. Compiler will help us. See, it says missing return statement. Okay, let us go back to the theory. I was saying if any one of the primitive data types are used in the place of return type. Okay, did we use primitive type? Yes, we have used primitive type, which is int type. Okay, what the next line says, it is mandatory to use the return keyword at the end of the method along with the specific return value. Okay, it is like we should return something. What is that something? Any value that should what? That should be supporting this data type. Since it is integer type, I should return 100. Anything I can return that should be integer type only. I cannot return this. I cannot return Balaji. Not possible. Integer type. Any value you can return, that should be what? The integer type. Okay. Now this is syntactically correct. Shall we run this? If we are not getting any compilation error, this is syntactically correct. Okay, nothing is displayed in the console. Okay, now you focus here. Okay, we have a method. This is the method. Yes or no? This is user defined method. This is the predefined main method. Okay, I want to execute this method. Can you help me out to do the execution? How to execute this method? How to transfer the control to this method? What I am supposed to do? First step. What is the first step? Thank you for rejoining. Okay. Okay. Now can you help me? Let us. Okay. So now you help me out, guys. Okay. How do I transfer the control to this method? What is the first step? What is the first step? Object creation. Yes or no? AOBJ equal to new. Good, good. Object needs to be created, right? To transfer the control. Do you agree with Chaitanya, everyone? Yes, no, yes, no, maybe. Yeah. So object is created. AOBJ equal to new A. Okay. If I add to transfer the control to the test method, what I'm supposed to do now? Next line. Tell me, answer me. How can I call this method? I need to do a method call. How can I call? I will be using obj dot. What I'm supposed to use here? Obj dot test. Good, good. Good. A method call is nothing but call the use the name of the method test itself. Okay. With this, the control will be transferred here. Now you look at me. If I run this, okay. Now you see. Now there will be something interesting will happen here. Java C space Java space here. Okay. Output is empty. I will tell you why it is empty. Okay. Let me copy this. Okay, so let us go back to the main screen. Okay, this is our code. Okay, now listen guys. Okay, so we will start from the execution itself. I don't think it is always necessary to do the compilation execution. So the control will come here. Okay, it says a obj equal to new a. For this object will be created. So no questions. An object, a memory will get created. Okay, and the reference value or the reference variable of this memory is what? Obj, right? Okay, so with this obj reference we are calling what? Test method. Okay, the control will be transferred from obj.test. It will look for the test method. It has found the test method. Okay, all the instructions inside the test method needs to get executed. Okay, there is only one instruction is there. It is returning 100. It is returning what? 100. Mean it is giving this 100 to the u. It is giving the 100 to the controller. It means, so this 100 will be given to what? Controller. Return 100. So that's why. Okay. So this 100 will be given to this. Okay, 100 is given to the controller. Okay, from here the controller will come back to the same place, right? Same place. Okay. The control is carrying 100 back to the original location. Okay, the control transfer from here to test method. So in the test method it has found an instruction which says return 100. Okay, it means this 100 will be given to the controller. From here the 100 will the controller will carry this 100 and it will come here. Okay, so it is carrying this 100. Okay, you need to catch this. It's our job to do what? It's our job to catch this 100. If you're not catching this 100 will be floating somewhere in the memory. Okay, if you're not catching this 100 will be floating somewhere in the memory. You think this is the memory? Okay, if you think this is the memory, this 100 will be floating somewhere in the memory. Okay, somewhere in the memory. You need to catch this. Okay, so what I am supposed to do to catch this? Assign this. Okay, obj.test. Assign this to an integer itself. Integer int take. Okay, with this reference variable take is a reference variable. You can use any name. Okay, since it is returning integer, we are trying to catch that. If you want to catch that, okay, you need to assign that to the integer itself. Okay. When you call this method is not an ordinary method. This method is a test method which has the integer as return type. When you touch this, okay, when you ask for, when you transfer the control here, it is going to give you something. What it is going to give you? The value 100 itself. What type of value is this? Integer value. Okay, the control will take this value along with it. Okay, if you're not catching it, it will be floating somewhere in the memory. If you're catching this, okay, this is how you can catch this. Okay, now what happens? See, let me write this once again. Okay, let me remove this for the time being. Let me remove this. Okay, this is our new line of code. Okay, this time let us start from the beginning. Okay, the main thread will be created. Main thread will try to execute all the instructions from the main method. First instruction, object is created. Second instruction, obj.test. We are calling a test. We are calling a method test. Control will go here. Okay, all the instructions in the test method will get executed. Only one instruction is what? Return 100. Okay, it means this 100 will be given to this control. The control will carry what? 100 along with it. Value 100 along with it. Okay, from here it will come here. Okay, so this 100 will be given to the variable take. Now in the memory what happens? This will be assigned to what? To take variable. Okay. Now next I am adding one more line. System dot out dot println. Now I am printing take itself. I have added another line. Last line is what? System dot out dot println. Okay, so let me remove this. Okay, this time okay, let us do this from the beginning. Okay, main thread will be created. Okay, object creation is, we know this already. Okay, so right side, forget about the left side. Right side, it is a method called obj.test. Okay, control will be transferred to the test method. Only one instruction, it is returning 100. It is giving you the 100 value 100. Return means returning 100. Okay, so it will take 100 and it will carry 100 along with it. This will make more sense in some time. Okay, and it will come here. Okay, and this 100 will be assigned to the variable take. This 100 will be assigned to what? Variable take. This one variable take. Okay, after this, what you are doing, the control will be transferred to the next line, right? From here, next line, we are printing the take itself. Take is what? 100. Okay, if I run this, don't you think I will get the value 100? So this is not making, this is making little little confusion. The real use of this is, now let me do this. Integer a equal to 100, integer b equal to 200. Okay, now then I am changing the name of the method as add method, addition method. Little modification I am doing. Inside this method, there is the value a and value b. Okay, and I am returning what? I am returning a plus b. I am returning what? I am returning a plus b. Okay, now you tell me, if I execute this, what will be the output? Think and tell me. People are in a lot of confusion. Think and tell me. If I execute this code, what will be the output? Think and tell me. Your focus should be only in the main method. Okay, main method, what are there? Only one instruction is there. Okay, do you think we will get something in the console? Blank, Chaitanya. Why everyone has to answer? Jyoti, yes, Yan, RJB, Teja. No, why 300? Yashwant, Samyukta, Krishna, empty. Darshini. Yashwant, it is not going to be 300, it is empty, blank. Because in the main method, only one instruction is there. A obj equal to new a. So we are not transferring the control to the addition method. The control is not transferred to the addition method. Yes or no? Output is empty. Output is blank. Right? So next, look at the next line. If I do this obj dot addition, so now the method call is happening. Now actually the method call is happening. Okay, what output we are going to get this time? What output we are going to get this time? Why 300? Blank only, right? Chaitanya is correct. Okay, let me explain you. Method call is happening, so there is no doubt about it. Method call is happening, but we are not catching that value. Okay, this code is returning something. We need to catch that something. Okay, so because of this, object is getting created. We know this already. Okay, second line is what? Call the addition method. Call will go to the addition method. Okay, first instruction, integer a equal to 100, integer b equal to 200. Because of these two instructions, okay, some values, these values will be assigned to the respective variables, integer a and integer b. Okay, integer A, integer B, and we have what? 100 and 200. 100 is here and 200 is here. Okay, after this, return A plus B. Okay, this A plus B will be evaluated to 300. This A plus B will get evaluated to what? 300, because mathematical operation. Okay, so this, since it is a return statement, 300 will be returned to the control. The control will carry this 300 along with it. Okay, along with it, but there should be a way for this data to get stored, right? So this 300 needs to be stored. So we haven't defined any other variable to store this 300. So this 300 will be floating. It will be floating somewhere in the memory. We need to find a way to store this. For that, what? Okay, if you're not storing it, the output will be blank itself. Okay, we need to store this somewhere, and then we need to access that. For that, the code is what? It is going to return 300. Okay, it will be floating somewhere. I need to store the 300. Okay, it is of what type? Integer type. I am assigning. Okay, if I call this, I am getting 300. If I call this, I am getting what? 300. Again, I am saying, if I call this obj addition, I am getting value 300. Okay, this needs to be stored somewhere. Okay, this 300 is of what type? Integer type. Integer. Okay, I need to give a variable result. Okay, now if I do this because of this line, let me take this line and replace this instruction with the line that I have just specified. Okay, result obj. Now this 300, okay, it is going to carry this 300. Now this 300 will be stored to the variable result. Okay, in the memory, this 300 now it has got assigned to the variable result. Having said this, now you tell me what is output now. Now you tell me what is output. Run this, what is output now? Who said Jyoti and is saying 300? Should be blank, no? What about Samyukta, Shashwant, Rajiv? Do we get 300 or it should be blank? It should be blank. Are we printing this? In the memory level, these changes are happened in the memory level. Yes or no? These changes are happened in the memory level. But we need to find a way to print this. To do that, I need to use what? System.out println. After storing the value to the result, okay, it is this method is returning something. Okay, store that something to a variable, which is result itself. Now you get access to this result. Now the value will be displayed in the console. Yes or no? Making sense, everyone? Got this? Okay, now you answer me. I am doing what? Result plus 1000. What is the answer now? What is the answer? 1300. Good. You are getting this now. 1300. Okay. If I remove this, result 1 on the result 2. Okay. Now we answer this. Result 1 plus result. What is the answer now? I'm not going to leave you until you answer this. This is the reset answer. So, So you mean the answer is what? You mean the answer is 600. Good. 600. Correct. Why 600? This 300 will be returned here and another 300 will be returned here. Okay, the method call is returning 300. This method call is also returning 300. Okay, this 300 is being stored in the result 1 and this 300 is returning a result 2. Result 1 plus result 2 is 600. Okay, here the problem is when you, not a problem, the idea is if you are using primitive type, return keyword is mandatory. It also mandatory that you should specify a value which is also what type? The exact return type, integer type. If this is integer, this should also be an integer. Right? Can I do this? Which name I can use? Let me use my name itself. Can I do this? The rule is what? If the return type is integer, if the return type is integer, the value that we are returning has to be an integer only. Okay, if you are trying to give any other value, it is not matching with the data type. This is integer type, this is string type. We will get a compilation error. Yes, no? Yeah, good. So now you tell me. So still, I will take 5 more minutes. Okay. So now instead of return, can I use Boolean here? Boolean. Okay. Let me remove this. Okay. Okay. Here I am using. Okay. What is the output now? Okay, this is the primitive data type. What is the output now? Answer. Okay. What is the output? Let me tell you. Previously we have used integer type. Okay. Now I am using Boolean type. Boolean type is going to accept what? It is going to accept either true or false. Okay. So the value that I am catching here should also be Boolean. If I call this method is returning true value. True is a Boolean value. Okay. Here I am supposed to use, instead of int, I am supposed to use what? Boolean. Okay. Now let me print the result one itself. Okay. Now you tell me what will be the output. This is very easy. Very easy. Output is true. Do you agree with Chaitanya? Right. If you want an explanation, very simple. Okay, method call is happening. obj.addition. The control will be transferred from here to this addition method. Okay, addition method is returning what? True. Compactable, Boolean, true. Both are matching. The control will carry the true value back to this location. Okay, this true value will be stored inside this result1 variable, and we are printing that result1 variable itself, which is true. Run this. Output is true. Okay. Now you tell me, what is output? What is the output for this? If I run this, what would be the output now? Why true? Should be false, no? False. Because we use the AND operator, logical AND operator. Okay. So true should be. Okay, I did not save this. Don't assume that it is true. Let me save this code. Okay. It should be false only. False. Because true and false is always false. Okay. Now it will become true. Yes, no? If I run this, it is going to be true only. No output. Is there any questions? I mean, is there any contradiction here? What is the output for this? True. Good. Okay, so the idea is in the return, okay, you can give any kind of statement, but after evaluation the output, this should be evaluated to be true or false, or it should be evaluated to the boolean value. Why boolean value? That is what the return type is. Okay, the return type is like char. If the type is character type, I should return only the character, right? The P. If this is a, this is returning a, here also need to make the changes as char. Yes or no? Making sense? Are you getting this? What is the output for this? What is the output for this? So you should firstly, you should not think any, you should focus only on the main method. Okay, focus the main method. Read the instructions, object creation. Second one is what? Method call, addition method is being called. It is returning value a. Okay, the control will carry that value along with it. This a will be assigned to the result one. Okay, and the same value is getting printed in the console. The output is going to be a itself, right? Agree with me? Good. So even if you find 1,000 number of lines, don't get confused. Go to the main method and see the instruction. From there you can do the evaluation. Right? So now you tell me, I do not want to make, okay, let me, what is the output for this? Okay, let me run this. Okay, we will just let me run this. You people might have got exhausted for this today's class. Output is we are getting 65. Why 65? And actually there is one more question is pending. We will discuss these two questions tomorrow. Okay, so here you might be asking, sir, you have said that this should be matching. Okay, here what is happening? A typecasting is happening internally because character data type can also be used to, this value can also be stored in integer type. Some conversion will happen that we will discuss tomorrow. Okay.